it's not just single people on regular dating apps who get messed around, rejected, and ghosted when dating. Swinging comes with its own set of headaches, disappointments, and flakes, and learning how to spot time wasters in the world of swinging takes some skill. Many people, they talk a fantastic talk. They have all the right pictures and they seem perfectly pleasant until you want to meet. And then it sounds like you're asking for the blood of their firstborn child. They will do anything to get out of that meeting. If this sounds familiar, then you need to stick around and watch this video where I'm going to be talking all about how to spot swinger time wasters. My name is Rosie Kay, and I'm an open relationship coach and swinger lifestyle expert. And over on my blog site, ThisKindaGirl.co.uk, I aim to banish the myth, the stigmas, and the misconceptions about who swingers really are. And I work to educate people all about the world of ethically non-monogamous relationships and what they really entail. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about not only how to spot swinger time wasters, but also my experience of swinger time wasters and why it's really frustrating and also one of the biggest challenges that swinger couples face. So let's do this. There have been times when I have met up with a couple, gone on a vanilla date with them, had a great time, arranged another date, exchanged messages throughout the week, have been looking forward to the date, and then all of a sudden they have disappeared without warning. I've met couples and had a great time playing with them, left feeling positive about the situation, and have never heard from them again. I've met up with couples and single swingers for vanilla dates that haven't been in contact again, and I've lost count of the amount of times I have chatted to people online, chatted and chatted and chatted, and in the end they have flaked on me or simply disappeared. Now, you can't stop people from wasting your time, and unfortunately, you have to be willing to put in the time and effort in the first place if you want to build up a rapport with somebody. But what you can do is learn how to move things forward without being pushy and see how invested or interested they really are. I'm not talking about financial investment here. I'm talking about their time and how they choose to communicate. Transitioning from keyboard to phone to face, it's a massive step for most people. And if you're not careful, you will be stuck in endless texting tennis forever and a day unless you make a move. So when we're talking about swinger time wasters, we need to talk about where it is people meet in the first place and how you can move things on from being behind a screen to being heard and seen. Meeting swingers online is always an option, and a lot of people are using the dating sites, and this is something which I recommend to people. It's something I talk about, something I positively promote, meeting people online. But you have to understand that it only serves as a very basic kind of platform for people. Yes, you can meet with people online, but you have to do a lot more than simply sending them messages. Whether you choose to search on a dedicated site such as SDC or a free site such as Fab Swingers, or you use dating apps and change your search preferences, however you choose to do it, they all follow the same methods of which to contact each other, and this is messaging. Messaging and texting, they're excellent. They allow you to build up rapport. You can flirt, you can send pictures, you can be bold, you can create sexual chemistry, you can get a feel for what a person is like, and it's nice receiving messages from others. But that's all it should be used for, especially when chatting with swingers. Unfortunately, with messaging being so free and easy, you can slip into the routine of chatting and exchanging pictures for weeks without any real result. Both parties never really move forward because the subject is never broached. If you don't ask and if you don't put yourself out there and take that first step, you don't get. Perhaps a person has no intention of meeting up. Perhaps they're not really in a position where they can meet up, and your willingness to continue texting them simply feeds into this. You are allowing that person, if they aren't genuine, if they can't meet up, if they don't want to meet up, if they're not really on board with it, then you are facilitating this fantasy for them, and they are wasting your precious time. So stop feeding it. Now, you can meet swingers at clubs or at events or at social events. And even if you don't play with another couple that night, you can chat, you can exchange numbers, and you can arrange to meet at a later date. But then they can still flake on you or disappear altogether. So it's not just something which happens online, it can happen in person as well. So, in order for you to be clued up as to what constitutes, in my opinion, time wasting behavior, I want to share with you 5 traits of time wasters. Now, these are things which I've experienced, what other people have experienced, other, swingers have spoken to me about. And having been in the lifestyle for well over 10 years now, I can safely say that these are definitely things which I have noticed in people. I'm going to share them with you now so you know what to look out for. If you're subject to any of the following lousy excuses or experience any of this bad behavior, look sharp, because these people will never meet. So, number 1, let's get texty. As I said, texting and messaging can be great, but you only need a certain amount of it, because if not, it becomes dull or it replaces meeting in person. Endless amount of messaging with anyone, swinger or not, is not ideal when you want to date or be intimate with them. Texting continuously is okay with your vanilla friends, your sister, your work besties, but not with a potential swinger couple, especially if you're texting and divulging information about other areas of your life that other people simply don't need to know about. Too much texting only leads to one thing, which is more texting. And it's very safe for people to remain behind that screen simply texting. And also it's quite intrusive as well. So if somebody's continuously texting or doesn't want to, you suggest a phone call or suggest a meetup, but they just want to carry on texting, then that's all you're going to get out of them. Number 2, you're being asked for pictures or you send pictures too early on in the conversation. Now, we all enjoy a picture message. We all enjoy receiving them. Sometimes we all enjoy sending them. But being hassled for them early on by anyone, not just potential swingers, is simply not cool. If you give the goods up too soon and you share intimate pictures of yourself, firstly, you're sharing something which is incredibly private with a person who you don't know or trust, and it could end up anywhere. And secondly, you want to create an air of mystery around you and who you are. Anyone who wants to be intimate, this is based on my opinion. You can send them if you want to, but my thoughts surrounding this is anyone who wants to be intimate with you should, I believe, earn the right to see more of you. Sending picture after picture simply because they ask is not going to make somebody desire you. Instead, it makes it easy for them to gain access to you without them putting in any effort. I hope that makes sense. I'm not saying you shouldn't send pictures. Some people, they love to. Some people, they love sending lots of pictures. Some people, it's how they get down. Fine. But think about the message it sends out. And I'm not shaming people who do this. We've all done it. We've all received pictures. That's great. But if you want to be taken seriously, and if you want somebody to invest in who you are as a person, then they've got to work for that. Does that make sense? I hope so. Number 3, if you meet a couple online, very often it's the guy who does the talking. This is not always ideal. So you should look very carefully at the type of language that he uses. Using things such as me, myself, and I is, for me, a big red flag. Any rock solid couple are conscious of the language that they use and pretty much always refer to themselves as we and us. And when swinger couples say, I want this and I want that, this again is a massive turn off. If they represent themselves as a couple, they would show a united front. So do be conscious of the language that a person or a couple is using. Number 4, swinger time wasters will never give you a proper answer. If you want to meet up and suggest a date, and they say maybe, or let me see, or let me see what they're doing, or I'm not sure, or possibly, then these are all just roundabout ways of saying thanks, but no thanks. They want to continue chatting without actually investing any of their actual time and effort. And this also applies to regular dating life as well. But I'm talking about the context of swinging right now. Number 5, they brag freely and openly about what they have done and how extremely filthy they are. There's a reason that people brag openly and to anyone who will listen. They are merely overcompensating and are usually the same people who are incredibly insecure. Bragging makes them feel better. They need to big themselves up to the people around them and to anybody who will listen so that they themselves feel validated. I'm an experienced swinger. I've met many different people and and have many different experiences. Do I need to brag about it? Do I need to tell everybody who I come into contact with during my private time? No, I don't need to say, oh, I've done this and I've done that and I've done this and I've been here and because again, it makes you look very insecure, and chances are it's probably not all true, because people who are comfortable within themselves, who are confident, who are secure, they don't need to do that because they know what they bring to the table. So again, this is something that you need to look out for. Any serious swingers, they know that this is simply not appropriate. Watch out for people who say, I've done this and I've done that and I've had a female, male orgy, because chances are they are simply exaggerating just to get your attention. Remember, everyone, it's always the quiet ones who are almost the most secure. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope it's given you an insight into what to look out for with swinger time wasters. Do please hit the description for this video below, because I have written a lengthy blog article all about the world of swinger time wasters, the tactics people use, what you can do to avoid them, and how to deal with them. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Do please check out my site, ThisKindaGirl.co.uk, for all of my swinger blog articles, my coaching material. And if you want to get in contact with me and book a coaching session, you can do. The link is on the site, and I shall see you all really soon.